Ayan stood frozen when Ilara told him she needed a month to decide about their relationship. It was not something he have ever expected to hear, especially so close to their wedding plans. Everything around them had been moving fast. Family talks, preparations, dreams of a shared future. So her words felt like a sudden stop in the middle of a running road. Ilara did not look angry or distant, but she looked unsure, like someone carrying too many thoughts at once. She said she needed time to understand her feelings clearly, to figure out if their relationship was truly right for her future. Ayan felt a sharp silence inside him, but he did not show panic or anger. He simply nodded slowly, even though his heart was heavy in that moment. He chose not to push her or question her too much. He only said that she could take the time she needed. His voice was calm, but inside he was breaking into questions he could not answer. That night, Ayan walked home alone instead of taking the usual route they used to walk together. After meeting, the streets looked the same, but everything felt different. He kept thinking about Alara's face when she said those words, trying to understand what things had changed. There were once so close, sharing small jokes, dreams, and simple comfort in each other's presence. Nothing big had happened between them recently, no major fight or betrayal. Fall, something had slowly shifted without them noticing. Ayan replied memories in his mind, searching for a moment that could explain her doubt, but nothing clear came. It made him fall helpless because love for him was supposed to be steady, not uncertain. Meanwhile, Alara went home with a storm inside her mind. She did not regret asking for time, but she also did not feel peace after saying it. She sat in her room for a long time, starting at the ceiling, thinking about Ayan and the life they were building. She remembered how safe she used to feel with him, how easily he understood her silence, and how naturally they fit into each other's lives. But recently, she had started feeling a strange distance, not from him physically, but emotionally inside herself. She could not explain it properly, which made her more confused. She still cared for him deeply, but care alone did not feel like enough reason to move forward with the lifetime promise that thought seekered her, because she knew how good he was to her. She was not running away from him, but from her own uncertainty. Days began passing slowly after that. Ayan did not call her. He wanted to many times, but he helped back because he respected her request. Every time his phone lit up, he hoped it would be her, yet he stayed quiet, believing that pressure would only make things worse. This silence between them started growing heavier each day. Alara noticed it too. She expected him to reach out, maybe ask questions or try to fix things quickly, but his distance confused her. It was not cold, but it felt final in a quiet way. Instead of bringing clarity, the space between them created more thoughts for both of them. Ayan began focusing on work just to keep his mind busy, but easy during the busiest thoughts. His thoughts kept drifting back to her. Alara, on the other hand, tried distracting herself with friends and outings, but nothing fully removed the emptiness she started feeling. The more time passed, the more both of them realized that this 1 month was not just a fuse in their relationship. It was slowly becoming a turning point neither of them could fully control. The second week of the month felt different for both Ayan and Ilara, as if the silence between them had started to grow into something heavier than words. Ayan tried to stay busy from morning till night, filling his schedule with work meetings and small tasks that kept his mind occupied. But no matter how much he tried, Ilara's absence followed him everywhere, even in crowded rooms. He felt alone. He would catch himself thinking about her without warning. Her voice, her smile, the way she used to talk about small things with so much excitement at night, even everything became quiet. His thoughts became louder. He avoided checking all the photos at first, but one evening he opened their chat without thinking. Messages from happier days appeared on the screen, full of warmth and easy love. He read a few lines, then quickly locked his phone, feeling a tightness in his chest he did not want to face. He realized that missing someone does not always come with the tears. Sometimes it comes with silence that hurts even more. Meanwhile, Alara was also struggling in her own way. She tried to act normal around her friends, lugging when needed, joining conservations and going out to places she usually enjoyed, but inside she felt disconnected from everything. It was like a part of her mind was always somewhere else thinking about Ayan. She kept telling herself that she needed this time to be sure, but the more days passed, the less sure she became about her uncertainty. She expected that distance would make her decision clearer, but instead it made her more confused. She found herself checking her phone more often than she wanted to admit, hoping for a message from him. But Ayan stayed silent just as he promised. His silence was not anger or cold, it was respectful, but it also felt like a wall she could not easily cross anymore. One evening, unable to handle the silence any longer, Ilara decided to call him. Her fingers hesitated before pressing his number, his heart beating faster than usual. When the phone rang, she almost changed her mind, but then he answered. His voice come through calm and steady, like she had been preparing himself for this moment. She asked him if he was okay trying to sound casual, but her voice carried emotion, and she could not hide. Ayan replied simply that he was fine and asked the same about her. There was no long conversation, no emotional breakdown, just a short sentence that felt carefully controlled. The call lasted only a few minutes, but it felt as strange feeling in the Ilara's heart. She had expected relief, maybe comfort, but instead she felt emptier after hanging up. For the first time, she realized that Ayan was not chasing her anymore. He was not trying to pull her back or convince her. He was just waiting quietly, respecting her space, even if it meant stepping back from her. That realization made for uneasy because she had always believed the would fight for them, no matter what. Now his claim distance felt different, like he was slowly accepting whatever outcome come next. Ayan on his side felt the call deeply to hearing her voice again brought back everything he was trying to hold back, but he did not let it show. After the call ended, he sat quietly for a long time, starting at nothing. He understood something important in that moment. Love cannot survive on waiting alone. It needs effort from both sides, not just one person holding on. Ilara, on the other hand, lay awake that night thinking about his claim voice. She kept replying the conversation in her mind, realizing how much had changed in just a few weeks. The warmth between them was still there, but it was now mixed with distance, uncertainty, and unspoken emotions. And her, for the first time, she started to fear that this month might not just decide for their future, it might slowly change it forever. The final day of the month arrived with a strange silence hanging over everything, as if the world itself was waiting for Ayan and Ilara to make a decision that could not be taken back. Ilara had asked to meet him, and Ayan agreed without hesitation. He did not ask why or try to delay it. He simply said yes, like he had already prepared himself for whatever was coming. They chose the same small cafe where Ayan had once proposed to her, a place filled with memories neither of them could ignore. When Ayan arrived first, he sat quietly near the window, looking outside, but not really seeing anything. He looked calm on the surface, but inside his thoughts were heavy. This month had changed him in ways he could not fully explain. He had learned to live without constant contact from Ilara, and in that distance he had discovered a strange kind of strength, not a strength that fused love away, but one that expected whatever truth would come next. A few minutes later, Ilara entered. The moment their eyes met, both of them felt something familiar but also different. She looked nervous, holding her hands tightly together as she walked toward him. Ayan stood up slightly, then she sat back down, keeping his movements calm. There was no rush, no anger, only a deep awareness that these moments mattered more than anything they had faced before. For a few seconds, neither of them spoke. The silence between them was no longer uncomfortable but serious, like it carried the weight of everything that had felt during the past month. Finally, Ayan broke the silence and asked gently if she had made for her decision. Her voice was steady but not cold. It was the voice of someone ready to hear the truth, no matter what it was. Lara took a slow breath, looking down for a moment before meeting his eyes. She began speaking carefully, saying that when she asked for time, she thought distance would give her clarity. She thought being away from him would either confirm her doubts or remove them completely, but instead it showed her something unexpected. She realized that life without him did not feel lighter or easier. It felt empty in a way she could not ignore. She admitted that she had been confused, not because she did not love him, but because she was afraid of making a lifelong decision without being fully sure. Ayan listened without interrupting. His expressions calm but attentive. Alara continued, her voice becoming more emotional now, saying that during this month she understood how much it only meant to her. The small things she once took for granted, the comfort of this presence, the way he understood her without any many words, the sense of safety he gave her, all of it became clearer in his absence. She said she was not perfect and neither was their relationship, but she realized that her fear of uncertainty was not stronger than her feelings for him. When she finally said, I choose you, her voice trembled slightly, but her words were firm. There was a long pause. After that, Ayan did not react immediately. He looked at her quietly, as if processing everything she had said. In his mind, she was remembering the month he had just lived through, the silence, the waiting, the emotional distance. He had also changed during that time. He had understood that love is not just about holding out tightly. Sometimes it is about giving space and watching what remains. After a few moments, he finally spoke. He said that he had also learned something important during this time. He said that love should not feel like a test where one person waits while the other decides. It should feel like a shared choice, not a one-sided struggle. His words were claimed, not accusing but honest. Then he looked at her and told her that even though this month was painful, it had helped him understand what kind of love he wanted. Alara felt a small fear rise in her chest, unsure of what he would say next. Ayan then smiled slightly, not a big smile, but a soft one filled with understanding. He said that despite everything, he was also choosing her, not because things were perfect, but because they both still cared enough to face their fears instead of running away. Relief filled Alara's eyes, and for the first time in weeks, she felt her breath steady again. But this moment was not about returning to how things used to be. Both of them knew that something had changed permanently. The doubt had slept left scared but also lessons. As they walked out of the cafe together, they did not speak much. Their hands slowly found each other again, not out of urgency but out of quiet understanding. The future was still uncertain, but this time they were not facing it as confused individuals. They were facing it together with clearer hearts and a deeper respect for what love fully means.